Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Man, this week I have felt like I have spent a lot of time with you guys, but it's been fun. It's been good. Hi, Stacy. Hello. Hello. Harper. Hello. Hey, Will. Good to see you again. Hello from California. I lived there for 3 months once upon a time in 2007. Hey, Rick. Hope you're feeling good. Keisha. Good to see you. Tiffany. Woo, woo. We got some fun people in the house today. Okay. Can we have a chit chat, a little fight? Okay. I took a nap this afternoon. Woke up, whole new model dropped. I've got access in my ChatGPT. Do we want to go play with Strawberry? Who wants to go play with the new GPT-01? Now we know I know. We're also going to play with Mistral. I feel so bad because I totally have like a clickbait name for this YouTube video of like ChatGPT or Claude 3.5 sucks. And I know it's clickbaity, but honestly, Mistral was writing so well for us yesterday, and I kind of want to check out this new 01 Strawberry. So let me go ahead and pull up my email that they sent me the link to and the blog post all about it, because that's how we roll. We always want to evaluate models based on like what they're talking about and everything. Hello, Mania. Hi. Okay, Susan agrees. Yeah, let's go see what it can do. I already played with it a little bit. I'm a little impressed. I'll be honest with you. Good evening, Pamela. Hello. Yeah, the brand Spinkin 01, and here are its instructions. Wait, is it unhappy face? What's wrong? Stacy says she's been playing with 01 Strawberry and really like it so far. So yeah, let's go down the strawberry patch. We'll change the thumbnail. It'll be fine. If you don't have it yet, I'm sure you will get it. I am not updating don't get me wrong. I was tempted. Okay. I was tempted to go ahead and bump my developer thing up to 05 just so that I could have access to it in the thing. But wait, Ikello already did. I've already played with it too. Did you update? You upped your developer thing to tier 5, the $1,000 level? Encourages concise responses, maximum 500 words per reply. Well, I already broke that. So let's just go play. Let's go take a look at it. The window. 30 responses only. Oh, well, okay. I used a couple. All right, let's go take a look at it. Whenever new models drop, I always go to the blog post. We did this last week when we talked about Google's new model, their experimental model. Okay, you want to go see what they say about their own stuff. It's a good place to start. And anytime they have a link, yeah, I click on the link to take a look at it to see what they're saying about it. Usually I like to open that in a new tab, so I will. So they spent these models to spend more time thinking through problems before they respond. I'm going to translate this for y'all, because these things do not think. I think this is just finally accepting the fact that on the back end, they're running the prompt with some other things of like, did you answer the prompt? Are you sure that you answered the prompt? Can you answer the prompt any better? Can you improve your answer? That would be my hunch for when they say that that's how they trained the models. I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos this afternoon talking about how OpenAI is trying to move into smaller models because the cost of training GPT-4 was like millions of dollars, and they want to try to bring down that cost. Okay. They're saying 4.0 is better in the near term. They're doing stuff for chemistry and physics and biology and all of that, and then you can read the technical jargon here. Now, 89th percentile on programming questions and all of that. Here's the thing. If these models are trained on any kind of test questions or anything like that, questions similar to the benchmarks, that's going to artificially inflate their score, that they can honestly like answer those tests and all of that. So benchmarks, while it's great, I don't find any of these benchmarks to mean anything for authors. The only thing that I think sometimes helps is this MMLU, which includes kind kind of like general knowledge that a high school student or something would have. Now, the exams, this is kind of interesting. And this is what is so telling about what the world we're living in right now. So GPT-4o is the blue. And on these exams, I want you to look at AP English Language, 58%. English Lit, 64.7. There is no improvement on O1 except for right here on English Lit. It's 3.3 points higher. It is still by far the lowest score when you compare it to physics and calculus and chemistry and LSAT. So they're showing us right from the get-go what their priorities are, and it's not us. No one is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. If we don't, we will be completely left out of the AI revolution. We will not have the help, and we will not be represented, and we will get crap stories out of the AI because clearly they're not prioritizing that. Give it some Austin to read. Okay, so coming down here, safety, of course, whom it's for. Now, let's see what they talk about here for the 4.0 mini, the 401 mini. And of course, my dog is going to want to come in, so hold on one second. Come on, you are the worst. If it makes you feel any better, she put her head down. Okay. So check out the API documentation. Again, we are just going to click on this and we go to learn about it. So developers who qualify for API Usage 5 can start prototyping with both models in the API today with a rate limit of 20 responses per minute. We're working to increase these limits after additional testing. The API for these models currently doesn't include function calling, streaming, support for system messages, or other features. Okay, so we are not missing anything. We're not missing anything. Oh. You guys, I think something else is coming out next week. Because this feels rushed. Why would you release a model where it doesn't do function calling, streaming, support for system messages, and other features? Why would you do that? Unless you were trying to have something out there because of something else that you think is coming. I'm going to check the chat. Yeah, Alex is asking Anthropic. I bet you Opus 3.5 is about to come out. Yeah, Danny's saying, ooh. Stacy goes, of course it will all come out next week because we're out of town. That is true. That is a fact. If I go out of town, something drops. It just naturally does that. It's me. I'm the problem. Hello, Becca. Zeticus AW says, yeah, agreed. Yeah, my spider senses are that they're trying to have something because I don't think that they're ready. We're also planning to bring 0.1 mini access to all GPT free users. Again, why are you going to do that before you even got your paying customers supported? This is very strange. Strange and unusual. All right, let's go see what the API says because I don't know what the stats are on this model. Okay, so the reasoning models. So this is a new thing here, reasoning. I am willing to bet it is just like the same prompt over and over and over again. It's not. I've got questions. I've got suspicions, and I'm skeptical panda. Write a bash script that takes a matrix represented as a string with format 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and prints the transpose in the same format. I vaguely remember questions like that on some math stuff, but I have no use for that. I'm not going to use that in my regular days. Okay, so how reasoning works. Thank you very much. And yes, I was right. Introduce reasoning tokens. The models use these reasoning tokens to think, breaking down their understanding of the prompt and considering multiple approaches to generating a response. Okay, they're just taking chain of thought. Those step by okay, first step, come up with characters. Next step, come up with layer more characters. That's all they're doing. After generating reasoning tokens, the model produces an answer as visible completion tokens and discards the reasoning tokens from its context. You guys, we do this. How many of you were in the... Okay, I got to see y'all. How many of you were in the easy peasy lemon squeezy, the class I did, impromptu class 298, the easy peasy lemon squeezy automation inside of Raptor, right? Yeah, as Harper says, we already do this on our own. I literally demoed this morning a system, a thing where you're using Raptor, right? And you're using documents where like you get one answer and then you use that answer toggled on to do for the next document the answers. And then when it's done, you toggle off the document of where it did its notes so that it doesn't stay in your context window. We made our own strawberry this morning. Accidentally, not on purpose. Oh my goodness. There's no magic. There's no magic. It's not actually reasoning. It's just saving you tokens. It's just, we'll ask the question 2 or 3 times. Now I'm sad, Panda. I was skeptical, Panda, and now I'm just sad, Panda. Oh. All right. Okay. I'm going to get over my disappointment. I'm going to miss the days in which a new model dropped and I got really excited and I was impressed with what it could do. But actually, I've had a suspicion that the Claude models, and I said this on YouTube a few months ago, that I don't think there's actually much of a difference between Haiku, Sonnet, and Mistral. The difference between Sonnet and Haiku is how many times it's run on the back end to improve its answer. And the same thing with Opus. Opus runs it more times before it improves its answer. And that's why it costs more, because they're running it faster on higher processing things so that it can check the answer 2 or 3 times. The reason I suspected this was because in the model card, there was the needle in a haystack test. And I know that the LLMs can't think, and Opus responded when it was asked to find the needle in a haystack. It was like, oh, this pizza thing here, but I think that this was a test because all of these documents are this. And I'm like, huh? It can't do that. And then I realized, oh, yes, it could. If you asked it could improve its answer, because then it's looking at the whole thing again. Okay, well, let's go take a look at 4.0 because I did run something in there just so you guys could see. So this is why you should always go look at the model card, go look at what their information says. I mean, when they do a demo like this is very obvious that what it can do. Like, you're just discarding the reasoning tokens, and this is all happening on the back end, but we all do this step manually all the time. So while reasoning tokens are not visible via the API, they still occupy space in the model's context window and are billed as output tokens. So this is the other thing that's going to be kind of sucky about this. When you run this model, there's going to be invisible tokens you get charged for that do not correlate to the tokens that are actually out. All right, so the previews, 32K, they offer 128,000 tokens. The maximum The maximum output token limits are 32K and 65K. What? Okay. The 01 preview and 01 mini models offer a context window of 128,000 tokens. Got it. Check. Each completion has an upper limit on the maximum number of output tokens. This includes both the invisible reasoning tokens and the visible completion tokens. The maximum output token limits are 01 preview up to 32,000 tokens, up to 65,000 tokens. Okay. That does not mean that it's going to write back to you 65,000 tokens. It means that this reasoning and the output can equal as much as 65,000 tokens or 32,000 tokens. Still going to be kind of cool to play with and find out about it. Do we have any costs on this? Keep the prompts. And look, avoid chain of thought prompts. Since these models perform reasoning internally, prompting them to think step by step or explain your reasoning is unnecessary. That would make sense. So then here's the deal. Now that I know more about it, I'm actually going to prompt it differently. I actually did a chain of thought right here. So I'm going to take our original, I want to write a 1-chapter Instalove thing. It does not violate your usage policies. It's a romance novel. So I'm going to do a new chat. I'm going to go 01 preview. So we're going to see the best one. And I'm just going to put this in here. And I'm just going to go there. And thought of 4 seconds, seizing the night. Amara Thompson. It went straight to trying to write the story. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's so Faulkner. Chapter 4, The Morning Rush. Amara jolted awake, sunlight streaming through the curtains. What time is it? She gasped. Liam stirred beside her. It's almost 8. Panic set in. I have to go. She hurriedly dressed, leaving Liam with a soft kiss on the cheek. Goodbye, Liam. Chapter 5. Oh, ChatGPT. I haven't seen chapters this bad since GPT 3.5. Oh my goodness. The end. Mania says my dogs can write chapter 4. Susan goes, look at those concise chapters. Susan's like, that's Instalove, all right. Al Nelson goes, I don't want that. No, Seneca says, no cliffhanger for you. Okay, let's go. You suck. That's terrible writing. What novella in the bookstore writes chapters like that? You need to figure out your life and be a better writer. I need this story to entertain me. I want to be Amara. I want to laugh. I want to feel their love. I want to feel the comedy of the whoops. I slept with the witness. I was supposed to be interrogating. Oh, it didn't like that. That is terrible writing. What modern romance novella writes like that? It did not let me tell it you suck. Yeah, acquiescing to a break, sharing a moment, seizing the moment, navigating complexities, legal considerations, thought 22 seconds. I'm sorry to hear that the previous version didn't meet your expectations. Let me provide a more engaging and modern rendition of your story. Well, unwrap. The team and I have a surprise for you. I have a hearing, a big one. Exactly. Blue Rooms Comedy Improv, VIP treatment, free drinks, the works. I don't know. Come on, Amara. One night. Okay. Go on. No way. No, this is still crap. Chapter 4, mildly improved. I mean, let's see. Modern novellas are 20,000 words for 10 chapters. What did you do wrong? See, they say it's smart. I beg to differ. Maybe you should write 1 or 2 chapters at a time. Piecing together the task, charting the course, crafting the storyline. Wait. Oh, you can see it. You can, if you do the little drop downs, you can see what it's. Finally, I'll begin writing the first 2 chapters of your novella, aiming for approximately 20,000 words over 10 chapters. This is better. It's better. It's not like I have an important hearing tomorrow. Now it's like not with the hearing tomorrow. Oh. Yeah, this is way better. It even has like the guru thing that I originally, like a tall man with dark hair and striking green eyes looked up in surprise. I mean, welcome, what's your name? Like there's like the funny dude, you know? The MC. Are you saying I'm not good company? Okay. Okay. You guys want to know how many words that was for chapter 1? Ready? Right click. Word counter plus 1275. So it's not quite there, but it's much better than its first attempts. A Night to Remember. Back at her apartment. And this is 981. So it actually wrote 2,000 words. So my hunch is it tried to do the math, and where it screwed up is it was like, oh, I have to do 2,000 words. And I'm reading your guys's things. Yeah, the announcement I saw said it was supposed to be better at science, math, and tech. I don't know if it has a lot of improvements on fiction. It tried to do the math. I think it calculated it needed to do 2,000 words, or about 2,000 words, but it didn't understand it was 2,000 words per chapter. So it did 2,000 words across a chapter. So let me see if I can do great. Can you write chapter 3? I think that one needs to be about 2,000 words. So now it's thinking. I will say this is amusing. Taking a look, meeting new challenges. It should be like visiting Willow Creek. We're in this together. Okay. So she sat frozen in her seat. It is pretty fast in how it writes once it gets going. Understood. Okay. There's chapter 3. Let's see if it passes the test. Can it count words? I don't think it can. 2239. Okay. Okay. Chapter 4. Let's just put a question mark. Crafting chapters, navigating chapter limits. I want to see what it's saying. Oh, as soon as I pressed it, it went. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm thinking OpenAI's guidelines on avoiding copyrighted content mean writing long-form chapters might not be a go-ahead. Ensuring compliance with policy guidelines is crucial for removing any sexually explicit material from the conversation, like bestiality or sexual slippery. Okay. There was none of that in my book. Apparently, it argued with itself about whether or not this file allowed for the compliances. This will be the last chapter I run with this. We'll go play with Mistral. So that did chapter. Wait, what? How is that ending? She knew their paths would cross again. Until then, she would continue to forge ahead, seizing each moment and embracing the challenges that lay before her. Yeah, it's still kind of crappy of a writer at the endings. But I will say, at least the beginning of the chapters do not start with the sun. Oh, no, it does. Never mind. Just kidding. Nope. It's still the same old crap writing. We're going to need fine tunes. That one also wrote 2282. Okay, so here's the final assessment. What I got. GPT-4o strawberry. Or GPT-01 strawberry. I can't keep up with, what is their numbering thing? So we'll just call it GPT strawberry. Yeah, it's heliocentric. And Hal Nelson, yeah, I can count. Big deal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's got the letting out of breath. I hadn't realized I've been holding. It has all of the AI isms. All they've done is change what we can do manually inside of Raptor, right? Which you can do with any model, by the way, any model. Okay. And I'll show you a little bit today. Don't worry, I'm not going to show the whole like easy peasy method. I'm just going to show like the concept of what they're talking about is something you can do manually with Raptor, right? And maybe other tools out there. I don't know. But with ours, it's really easy because you can get a response on one document and you can immediately exclude it once you're further on. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So we're going to go ahead and experiment with Mistral a little bit with this brand new fancy dancy reasoning tokens. Except we're just going to call them regular tokens because they are. There's no such thing as special tokens. These are just tokens. It's just text. All right, you guys ready? All right, so let's go ahead and back to the screen here. So I'm going to hop into Raptor, right? And I'm going to show you how that works. So I'm going to go with a new project because I always go with a new document. I think it just always works better if I go with a new project. I know I'm not getting my writing done, but I got some writing done, and that was cool stuff that I could maybe use, the names or whatever. Keeping an eye on the time. Actually, I'll just do it in the program I was working in. So we'll go back to load project, and we're going to come back here to Instalove DC. So we're in Instalove DC. So we have all this information about the stuff here. And then I'm like, great, chapter 1. So I'm going to go ahead and take out chapter 1 right here. X, and I'm going to stick it here, and I'm going to call this chapter 1. Okay. New document. Come back here where we were working yesterday. Oh, committee is misspelled. Say it ain't so. Chapter 2, which we got through, and we got to chapter 3. All right, so I'm going to put in chapter 2 right here and call this chapter 2. So this is what this methodology is. I'm going to toggle on chapter 1, toggle on chapter 2, toggle on the premise of the story, new document. And I'm going to say, let's go to Mistral. Mistral large, so we're good there. The temperature is 0.7, and we're at 8192. Can you make a detailed writing plan for chapter 3? That includes the plot points, pacing, style, and bits of dialogue and comedic gags. And now it's going to go ahead and here's a detailed writing plan for chapter 3. So this is the reasoning tokens right now. These are my reasoning tokens. I've got my reasoning tokens. And that's all that's happening with this strawberry situation. They're allowing it to do things like this where it's got some prompts on the back end that you don't control, by the way, telling it how to walk through these steps or whatever. I'm sorry, but I don't trust OpenAI to write a book. Clearly, it didn't even know how to write a novella. Like, we got the most ridiculous outputs. So I'm going to thumbs up. Thumbs up. And now I'm going to, first let me come over to the chat and see how everybody's talking and understand this here a little bit. It seems to be going in the direction of Mortal Kombat games. After 11, they released MK1. Yeah, the numbering. It's nuts. Okay. In 1 second here, I need to... Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. My prompt is still the prompt from this morning. So let me reset the prompt. Okay. Save. All right. So back to Raptor, right? Okay. So these are your reasoning tokens. And it's looking at this plan. I would look at this plan and make a decision if I like it. The dinner meeting, fast and pacing, pop culture references. This is like a scene from Scandal, but without the white hats. I feel like we're in a tech version of House of Cards. Tech metaphors. This is like trying to debug a system without the source code. Okay, I'm going to say you can't debug a system without the source code. I'm going to take out Vic because that's not funny. Only you would turn a comedy improv night into a political scandal. Ethan, last time you got yourself into trouble, you were hacking into the school's mainframe. This is a bit more serious. I like those. The other one was kind of crappy. I don't know Scandal. I haven't seen it, but I'm going to take this one. Chapter 3, advance the plot, romantic tone. And I'm going to say, make readers care about the characters. Really humanize them. Whatever that means. So if these are my reasoning tokens, I log on my reasoning tokens. Boop, boop. And this is why they're counted as output tokens, because they were output tokens just a second ago. I just did 1,200 output tokens, and now they're going to be part of my prompt, because I'm going to go with a new document, and I'm going to call it Chapter 3. And I'm going to say, write Chapter 3 in a similar style to Chapter 1 and 2, and at least 3,000 words following the plan. My reasoning tokens are on. See, they're toggled on right here where it says blank title. Those are the reasoning tokens. Ta-da! Strawberry with Mistral. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just laughing that is the big innovation. Am I being too snarky? Or is anyone else kind of let down by this grand reasoning tokens baloney? Okay, so it's writing the chapter. Ethan needs to become a whistleblower. Hank, that's easier said than done. He's got a lot to lose. We all have a lot to lose, Vic. Okay, Hank, what do you have in mind? Let's do this. Let's make Hank the hero. Let's make Ethan the hero. Yeah, this dialogue is rubbish. We're going to have to do a revise. But it's keeping it on. Oh gosh, together we can do this. We can expose the truth. So melodramatic. I'm fine, but I need your help. I'm going to become a whistleblower and I need you to represent me. The guy who stood up against the corruption. We need to make me the whistleblower. All right, Ethan, let's do this. Let's make you the hero. Wow, it's so bad. I think the reasoning tokens weren't good. Together, together, together. It's like Care Bears. Wow, he's even repeating what he said. I did say, feel like we're in a tech version of House of Cards. You did, and now we're living it, but we're doing it our way. Vic, I need to talk to my brother. He's agreed to represent me, but we need to be careful. We need to make sure we're doing this the right way. I understand, Ethan. We need to be smart about this. We need to control the narrative. And together, Vic, we can do... I think we make quite the team. We do, don't we? Yeah, it's just hallucinating. So we're going to just stop it right there. It is off its marbles. I'm going to thumbs it up. I am going to highlight all of it. I'm going to keep everything on, including my reasoning tokens. I'm going to highlight all of this. Right-click revise. And be like, this is a bunch of repeated garbage mess. Please read the plan. Read what is written. And make it a coherent chapter of the novel. Submit. Maybe it'll behave better. The room was filled with I don't know. I'm confused. What is the room filled with? All right, we'll stop it. I think I tried to do another response too quickly. The good news is the revised prompt is always right there. Submit. Oh, did not receive a call. Let's try this again. Cannot wait until we can have our own API keys in here. Certainly. Let's find. Every time it says certainly, I hear certainly. Let me check the chat. Yeah, the room was filled with raptors. All right. Okay, we've got some comments. Good. Cliche much. Yep. Alex, I love that. At least you saved $1,000 upgrading to tier 5. Amen. Susan, you win. Beat them at their own game. Yeah, it's a letdown. All flash, no substance. And Harper says, no, not snarky enough. That was extremely disappointing for a new model. Yeah, it's clear that they rushed it. It's not ready. We were going to compare with Sonnet 3.5, but then stuff came out. And yeah, Care Bear Stare. I hear you, Steph. Al has a good point. OpenAI needs people to think that they have memory, actual secret smarts, because otherwise people would be able to use any old software or model. That's true. I mean, I'm right here using an open source model that is from Mistral. There's a bunch of open source models out there that are cheaper, that can get the job done, especially if you're only trying to get the writing like 80% there because you just want to draft that then you clean up and bring your own voice to. You don't have to use you don't have to be so expensive with it. Dion says Matt Berman did a live and Strawberry failed some things, and Matt Bid Pro's video, it failed at logic problems. Not an improvement at all since it took a lot of prompting to get the answer. Yeah, I mean, we got the most ridiculous chapter 4 I've ever seen in my life. And I hate William Faulkner, for the record. I hate the book As I Lay Dying. Zedekiss. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic it will improve at full 1.0 release, but until then, I probably won't use it much. I will say this. They're on the right track. Because this methodology of taking your reasoning tokens and putting them in, I mean, we've been doing this for months. It's interesting. So like what I'm going to do now is maybe this is better. I wasn't able to kind of read it as I think it's kind of better. So I'm just going to thumbs it up. It's got to be better than that other mess. And I think it is. I think it stopped repeating itself so many times. So we'll take out all this certainly and all this stuff. So we have chapter 3. Okay, Vic, spill it. What the hell happened last night? I met this guy at the Comedy Improv. He was smart, funny, and we just clicked. One thing led to another, and, well, you know the rest. You slept with a witness, the CTO of the company? I didn't know who he was, Mel. I just thought he was a random guy, someone to have a little fun with. I had no idea he was involved in this mess. Only you could turn a comedy improv night into a political scandal, Vic. The press is going to have a field day with this. All right. So it doesn't make you look like a complete idiot. Well, tell the truth, Vic, but we tell it our way. We make it about the unexpected connection, the human side of politics. We make you relatable, someone the public can root for. Okay, that's good. He was in trouble. I need your help. Ethan, what did you do this time? Did you hack the Pentagon again? No, it's worse. I slept with a congresswoman. Only you could turn a one-night stand into a political scandal. So I would change that line. I will, actually. Into a legal problem. No. Only you could turn a one-night stand into a national incident? Yeah. All right. Start from the beginning. You're walking a fine line here, and one wrong move could send anything. You need to protect yourself, and you need to protect Vic. I'm actually going to change this. Is going to save herself. Ethan's heart is not going to swell with determination. She won't do that. And I need an injection. Oh, nope. Wrong one. Because you know her so well. She's a politician, man. You're going to be the enemy in this narrative. The seducer. It wasn't like that. Ethan. Paste the hotel room floor. His older brother and the one person he could always count on was making him feel, oh gosh, that's terrible writing, was making him feel wasn't reassuring. What if Tom wouldn't help him? Ethan sighed. I need you. I need you to be my lawyer. Tom scoffed. Oh, now you need me to be your lawyer. Not when I offered 6 months ago when that stupid trust fund, I need a derogative word, stupid trust fund slurp dangled $500,000 at you to be CTO. Did you even read the employment contract? I need you, Ethan repeated. Tom hesitated for a moment. Yeah, hell. You do. All right, I'll help you. But you need to listen to me. No more secrets. And Ethan, don't talk to Vic or her people until I get there. Yes. Okay. I like it. Okay. So yeah, that made that dialogue much better because it was crap. 1619, and then Hank's office. Yeah, we can't have any of this because yeah, we're not gonna, because I changed what's up there, I'm just gonna delete that, and I'm just gonna come over to my reasoning tokens and make sure that this is all okay. So I'm going to turn off my reasoning tokens because I don't need them, because I just want to continue this because we have 811, and let's just see what it does to decide what's next, because it's got the whole outline and it doesn't know. Let me check the chat. Okay. Yeah, I promise. Name echolalia abounds. I love that you guys now know what that is and you can see it. Yeah, I have to take the name out all the time. I try to make it only say the name if it needs it. And then the same thing. Yeah, Mel keeps saying her name. I'll need to fix hers too. Okay. Isn't the first thought of both sides to cover it up and then there's tension to keep the press from finding out? I think they already had a chat. I'd have to remind myself of that. And this is still going. Okay. Okay. Gentlemen. Okay, so Tom came in. That's good. Okay. So I'm going to thumb this up. Okay, so Mel, spill it. So we'll do this. We'll clean this up. Mel, crossing her arms, leaned against the desk. Barely meeting. You slept, and so we're going to take out the Vic, the CTO. He wasn't in the briefing. Okay. So this is my fault. Mel demanded, though keeping a respectful tone to her boss. Vic flinched. She kicked off her pumps. Massaged her toes on the carpet. And yes, I do this when those stupid shoes always hurt. No, it's no one's fault. It just happened. Vic stopped talking as Mel began frantically texting. On her phone. I guess you wouldn't be texting on her phone. She's just texting. You don't have to edit yourself as you go. You can always fix that in post. Oh, frantically. There. Soon, other staffers. But couldn't handle the unease. She began. She tried to defend her actions. I just thought he was a random guy. Okay, so since I need some stuff here, I can just put in here the little notes and invent lower level staffers, have Mel bark orders, dialogue, and someone go get the Congresswoman a coffee. Yeah. So if I do that and I change my output, because I don't need that much, I'm just going to go with 1024. It doesn't know what happens down below, so I'm just going to do this. And so it's only going to write from the top there. Oh, no, it did not. Thumbs down. Oh, I have all this stuff on. I don't need to have that on. So there. There we go. Mel, what do you need us to do? We need to get ahead of this, Jackie. Pull all the files we have on the CTO. Sam, contact the press team. Tell them we need a strategy meeting ASAP. And someone, please go get the Congresswoman a coffee. She's had a long night. There we go. Thank you, Linda. All right. I thumbs it up. I will take out the instructions. Okay. And I mean, this is what the AI can't do, right? All the AI can do is like point A to point B. We know what it's like to like your boss is like having a meltdown. The AI is not going to know like somebody go get her a coffee. And I only had to give it that little bit of thing. And then it took it to that next level that was like, oh no, that's funny. I like that even better. And someone go get the congresswoman a coffee. She's had a long night. I wouldn't have thought, I probably would have just written someone go get a congresswoman a coffee. It would have taken me the next thought to like, okay, she's had a long night for that next gag. But I laughed. I think readers will laugh at that. Oh, okay. There's questions here. I'm sorry. Elizabeth, can I ask a totally random question? What's the difference between Rexy and Raptor Right? Rexy came before. Rexy is the OG software that the Future Fiction Academy created. Hold on one second. Dasha needs to go out. Go. I know. There's probably ninjas. So, yeah, like Ingrid says, anyone can join the Future Fiction Academy. There's a 7-day free trial. We created software last year that would do the things that I wanted to be able to do. So last year, literally a year ago, at the end of the summer, there wasn't any software on the market that would just let me like, I know the prompts I want to run, just run them. I don't code. I don't want to learn coding. It's also not the way my brain works. So we created this tool, and it's a little rough looking. He's a dinosaur. That it started off with like a whole prompt library to teach people how to prompt. And then we started bringing on this thing called a word banger, because the original models that were like spicy and open source to write not safe for work content, and even the original models like 3.5, and even to some degree 4 and stuff, they would only write you back like 800 words. So the word banger originally just would like continue the prompt like what we would do in Raptor right now. Then we made it more capable by saying like you could like program these prompt sequences. You could put prompts into a Notion database and like, okay, make me a character list. Now make me this. Now do this. Now do this. Now do this. And so I could click a button, it would run, and then I would make my edits, and then click a button and it would do the next step. I make my edits. I click a button and it does the next thing. And we could actually make it run. And I've demoed it a bunch of times on YouTube, actually. By this past summer, you could just click a button and get like 50,000 words in less than 20 minutes. As a matter of fact, you can see Rexy in last week's live where it says I wrote 27,000 words. It's blue. It's like, can your AI do that? I think is the name of the video. If you want to check it out, you can see Rexy in action. Raptor Right is the free prompting tool that the Future Fiction Academy sponsors. We handle, we covered the cost of the creation of it with our developer. We cover the cost of the hosting. We cover the cost of the basic training that everybody gets, that free class. And then there's another Raptor Right free class. And we're doing that because we think that it's important for all of the authors to have a certain opportunity of understanding the baseline of prompting. Since Raptor Right has launched, and I'll be right back. You're killing me that's live, Dasha. Since Raptor Right has launched, we are up to, I think, we're over 1,600 users since it came out a little less than a month ago. And what we have heard from authors who are using it for the first time is that it's the first tool that has worked for them to really show what's in the prompt. We have those binoculars that you can see, and they're really starting to understand the actual costs of these AI models, that they're really cheap. And so my hope, and the hope of the FFA staff and the other FFA members, is that by making this free for everyone to use, other than your open router costs, it helps authors be a little bit more protected from the future charlatans who are going to come out and be like, oh, I've got this tool that one click writes a book, pay me $1,000. There's no magic. There's no magic. And we've also heard from people who are using existing tools that are on the market today that they were led to believe certain things were happening on the back end, that there was memory, for example. Al talked about that at the top, like OpenAI wants people to think that there's memory. There's no memory. It's literally only prompt injection. The only thing you can do with an LLM to help it know something is to give it the words about the thing. Now, there's other tools on the market that do things like like Novel AI, for example, when you do certain calls, like if I say a certain setting or whatever, it'll pull the information in Novel AI and it'll bring it into the prompt a little bit. But Novel AI, they use their own models and they can only write back like 100 or 200 words. I think Kira's up to 400 words now that it can write back to you. So yeah, Raptor's free. Raptor's a good introduction to prompting. We're building classes to help people learn more advanced Raptor write stuff. We've been teaching the FFA more advanced. Like I taught the FFA this morning a more advanced Raptor write strategy just today. And so we'll have those classes available for people to purchase that want to go to the next level up. But we're hoping that by like just the free tool and the free education that's out there, you can write books. You can write books, you can write novellas, you can watch me on YouTube, and you can do what you want to do. So, yep. And Mania says, Raptor's the tool I've been dreaming about. I love Rexy, but it's too much for me. Too much preparation. Boxes. I don't really work like that. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Authors don't work in ticky-tacky little boxes. I say it all the time. We didn't have anything else when we built Rexy. Rexy 2.0 is only going to work with documents. We work with documents. That's what we do. And Rochelle says, I use WordBanger to program novellas and nonfiction. And I'll call out Ingrid and Rochelle a little bit in the comments. Are you guys willing to say how many books you've written with Rexy or Raptor Write since you joined the FFA last year? I'll give you all a hint. It's a double-digit number for both of them. Okay. All right. So let me get back. I'm almost done with my time today because we're almost at 6. I think it's time. I think I'm in a good spot. So we're going to go with 3,000 words today is what we got. Not too bad considering we were a little bit off. And actually, if I want to be specific, I can go with the stuff that I know. I know, Mel, I know. Yeah, I don't want this. I'm going to just link it up with there. We tell the truth. Okay, and then I got the Ethan's hotel room. And then I did not get anything here. Okay. So I'm going to put a big, bold, so I have a note for tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll be here at noon because I have a meeting with Joseph in the afternoon, our developer. Edit from here. I'll probably just reread the whole thing. So we'll highlight, we'll count the words and we won't recount these words tomorrow. So it generated 3,004 words. I don't know. Our functionality is all over the place. The actual stuff that I did get done, I think this is more accurate. I know I generated more, but that's okay. And so if you highlight it, it'll tell you, we got 1,000 words. That's not a bad work day. I mean, that's what happens sometimes. So, but I generated 3,000 words. So we'll go with 3,000 words. I'm only going to put half an hour because we were playing with Strawberry, the first part of it. And I just need to go get my costs, which are going to be a little bit different today because I was using OpenRouter earlier today. So we have to just pull from where I started. So going to activity, we'll go down to, 5:30 is when we started. How funny is that? That was the earlier class that I was working on. So, and we just copy it here, grab this right here, and I make it bigger. More decimal points, please. More decimal points. Then we will go equals sum. And 38 cents. I think we're okay. We're at $6.65. And our total words for the week so far is 24,000 words. Day 1 and day 2, we were working on a different story and we finished it up. This is the one that we're working on now, the 4,800 and 3,000. So there's 7,800 words on this little like Instalove novella I'm trying to do. Oh, thank you, Ingrid. Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so here I'll review. Open router here. I have I I only pulled the stuff from 5 o'clock on because this earlier stuff was when I was teaching a class earlier today for the FFA. So I pasted it down here. I added it up. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can see here the provider was changing. And I think that had to do with like how well it was processing. So we spent 38 cents today right there for the 3,000 words that we have. I only put a half an hour because that's how long we were working on this particular story. And this is the overall cost per word because it's E3 through E6 and then B3 through B6. So by changing my model away from Claude, I'm actually bringing down the cost because this top day 1 and day 2 was completely written with Claude, and Claude is way more expensive. 15,000 words at $5.60. We're nowhere near that. We are a fifth of that, and we are not a fifth. We're not anywhere near $1 for the $5.60. The difference in pricing really does make a difference over time. And to see that, you can go to Browse. And if I go Mistral Large, here's Mistral Large. Mistral Large is $3 and $9 for the output tokens. If I do 3.5 Sonnet, $3 and $15. It's the output tokens that are much higher. Those stinking reasoning tokens. And then the other thing too is that as I announced yesterday, we are able to fine tune Mistral. So I'm going to be able to fine tune Mistral and make it sound like me. And currently, although I think this is going to change in the next 6 months, there is no. I think there's no way to fine tune Claude right now, except at the enterprise level in a beta with AWS. There is no, and also Mistral can do sex and violence. So as far as a model goes for authors, this is why I titled this better than Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Not stupid Strawberry. Forget Strawberry. Strawberry is dumber than rocks. Mistral Large, I think, is better than Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Not necessarily because it's always better in the writing, but like it responds better, it listens better, it can do more, it can do better writing for you, it can get the jargon better. I'm able to get dialogue out of Mistral that I can't really get out of Claude 3.5. So that's where I'm at. We did cover Mistral in the fine-tuning class last night on Wednesday about what you can do. Mistral takes the same file formats as OpenAI, by the way. And I tested it with an OpenAI data set, and the results weren't great. I'm not surprised by that because I hadn't played and prompted with Mistral. Because remember, the first class of the fine-tuning class, you have to assess, do you need a fine-tune? I haven't spent nearly enough time with Mistral like I should have. And I think Mistral Nemo is going to be really great for fine-tuning. Let me share some of the chat here that's going on here. Coming up here. Okay, so back to what I was asking, the number of books. So Ingrid has done 13 books published this year as a member of the FFA. And Rochelle has done 18 books, novels and novellas with Wordbanger Rexy. And as Al puts, you guys are goals. And Rick says, you ladies are amazing. And Susan says, wow, Rochelle and Ingrid, good job. Harper is also fantastic. Harper, did you say you're number 2 and I missed it? I wasn't trying to out you. I mean, not trying to out anybody, but, and even me, I've done 2.5 books in 2.5 weeks just in YouTube lives. So no, I'm kidding. I'm really proud of Ingrid and Rochelle. But it's like the limiter here is your imagination and then your ability to edit the AI words. I can speed read. So like as the AI is writing, I can pretty much read it. And then I'm just making changes. So it is a lot of fun. William has a good question. Amazing to hear all your success. How much time would it, you say, goes into editing those books, out of curiosity? Funny you should mention that. Q4 of the FFA in October, I'm starting practicums in publishing, PIPs. So the FFA I will still be live here because this is how I get my writing done. But there's time where after I leave here with you guys, I have to go do other work. Like I have to go edit it. I have to go make the book cover. I have got to go do the marketing. I've got to go do the uploading and everything. And the Future Fiction Academy is going to have all of that footage. So I'm going to be as transparent as I possibly can be. This morning, everybody in Club Strat got to see my historical earnings and things like that I've done with my publishing company. We really talked about that. I mean, the Future Fiction Academy, it is a mastermind on publishing with the future of AI. That's what it is. We're not trying to leave anyone behind. We know that this is going to be like a huge change to the industry, and we're all just working together and lifting each other up. We're supportive in our Discord. If anyone has an issue, people help. Ingrid's going to talk to. It took her 2 days to edit the 50,000 words. And Ingrid says it took her 4 hours to generate the 50,000 words. And I think that that's the new paradigm, the new world. Like if you think of it as like raw clay on a, what's that thing called? The wheel. So the AI spits out the raw clay. Cause like, let's be real here. Every word that the AI puts out, it's in the damn dictionary. Like it's not words I don't know how to use or that I couldn't string together or that I haven't strung together in the 1 million words I published before AI ever existed. So I look at AI writing as it's the raw clay that gets thrown onto the potter's wheel. And then you now have a new paradigm to work, if you want, sculpting that clay and making it your own. And that can take a lot of time. It can take a shorter amount of time if you take the time to do a fine tune. So then the quality of clay that it puts onto the wheel is kind of like already in a shape. Like, I don't know about you. I would say that the difference between a fine tune and a non-fine tuned model is a non-fine tuned model just throws that lump of clay on the wheel and you have to do all the cool pull things and whatever to get it into a vase. A fine tune will put the vase already on the wheel. And now you're coming in with the slip and the little carving tools if you want to put like designs and stuff into it. There's a very big difference in terms of productivity when you have an assistant that can be like, here, boss, here's a basic vase. I know you've made 1 million vases already. Here's a vase. Now you put your artistry on top of it. So I think that's where it is. I think that's what it is. So William says, love this. Very excited about this publishing thing. Now PIP can be a good thing. Yeah, Practicums and publishing will only be in the FFA. So you do have to be a member of the FFA. It is $159 a month, but you get Rexy and classes and Club Strat, and it's a 7-day free trial. So like if it's not for you, you're going to know right away. So Rochelle says she tends not to let manuscripts pile up. She forges to the end. And Ingrid says she has 40 books in my get to file, not polished yet. I believe it, Ingrid. And then, Ikello. Ikello has a class in 1 hour. So this is a free class for the community. And he can tell you more about the FFA because he's been a member for a long time too. The link for that is if you look down there in the description, there's a link to our Notion calendar. And the Notion calendar will have the community classes on there. In order to get the link, you'll have to join the free class, which is free, which also gives you access to Raptor. If you already have access to Raptor, you've already been using it, just go into your Teachable and there'll be a section there that talks about community classes. Click on that and you can just go to the link. It's our quad room Zoom room. So Ikello is teaching a class tonight at 7. And then tomorrow night, the wonderful Lynn Jordan is teaching a class that is Welcome to the FFA. And that's going to go all over like the FFA and the classes you get and everything like that. So we're working on making it easier for people to understand what we do. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't have time to explain what we do in the FFA because we're busy doing it. So on that note, I have to go make some fine-tuned data sets for Mistral. And I also have to teach Club Strat tonight. So that's where I will be. And Rochelle says, I just published a Jap Halloween story I started on a Raptor Live. Oh, fantastic, Rochelle. Awesome. Oh my gosh, is that the one from the launch? Y'all, you can see the origins of this when we were on the launch, if you go watch the launch. Yeah. All right. Well, I know you guys will chit chat. I need to go eat some dinner. I will see members of you at 10 o'clock. I think it's 10 o'clock. Maybe it's 9 o'clock. I don't know. Check the calendar. I'm a little bit lost. But we do have Club Strat tonight. And Ikello is going to be doing the community class at 7 o'clock. I hope you go check that out. Thank you guys so much. Tomorrow I'll be live at noon, and I will see you tomorrow. And we'll wrap up this 3rd week of writing live with AI on YouTube. Never in my life did I think I was going to last 3 weeks, but I just did 3. Tomorrow it'll be 3 weeks of 5 days a week of at least 1 hour of writing with AI. Today was half an hour, but you know, it's all right. Thanks, Zedicus. Hugs, everyone. See you tomorrow or tonight. Bye.